Yes, people. Welcome to Never a Fouls Weekly. Let's call it. We should run it back in it, Mo. Call it the Chronicles, because this is going to be a chronicle. Let me zoom in. Let's zoom in right there. Lewis, you might need to zoom in as well. We need every excuse under the sun that we can find. But before we do that, I thought I'd just run. I got to run this again.
Go to the Fortress. The Fortress, yeah.
That's the Emirates for anyone who doesn't know.
That we pick up 3 points out every season without him. But do you know what? We're doing a 4-peat this season while retaining the Champions League. So, fuck it. Let's go to the Fortress without Rodri. Nunes, Bernardo, maybe Kovacic back. It's like, bro, it's the Emirates. It's good. We're the bar. And until someone wants to come and set a different bar with the bar, if people don't care about us, get your levels up.
Get your levels.
Alright, good old Daps, man. I love receipts, man. Receipts are the best. What are you saying, Lewis, man? One of the best, YouTubers in the game. Most hard-working YouTubers in the game. I can't lie, Lewis. Your channel's booming. It's lovely, but you have to hold one L. But from your facial expression, you don't actually care too much.
No, his channel is booming because they keep losing games back to back to back. This is why his channel is freaking booming, bro.
Lewis is actual person. He's got personality. He's not a monotone bastard like some. But with him, I can't. He's got poker face on right now, man. I'm a free play collector this week. I don't know.
Yeah, you are, man. No, not shameless, isn't it? No, you know what it is. It's like it's karma, isn't it? You know what do people want? You know what I mean? It's match day 8, right? We went there yesterday, and we were incredibly solid. Another deflected goal goes in for Arsenal. You know, people can say, "Oh, Arsenal beat us twice this year." It's got 2 deflected goals, man. You know what I mean? Like it's small margins. And end of the day, we went to the Emirates yesterday without our 2 best players, and I thought we put in a decent performance. Creativity wise, poor. Really poor, just like Wolves. But defensively, we're a solid team at the moment. And I ain't panicking. You know what I mean? It's one game. I ain't really that bothered about it, to be honest. We move. We're starting to miss Kevin De Bruyne a bit at the moment, I would say. But like I've told you boys before, the League 8 won in October. You know what I mean? The League 8 won in October. Like all we need to be doing here is getting to January, February when Kevin De Bruyne gets back. And in fact, he might be back a little bit earlier, and being within 7 points of the title. That's what I'm saying. There's only 1 week that Matt has been on top of the table. That's match day 38. So 38. So I'm chilling, man. I'm not deep in it that much.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to dive into the game, man. And see why.
But listen,
can't wait.
Like Man City fans do want us to talk about the game. It's like, we'll come to the end of the season because you have credit in the bank, which is we understand. We all understand this. Come back into the business end of the season, you're the best in business. Nobody is better. We know that. Experience is there. You have Pep Guardiola and everything. But also, Arsenal haven't won against Manchester City in 8 years.
Yeah.
There is this season, it looks different. Spurs haven't got a point against Arsenal in their stadium. Liverpool versus Spurs. There's a lot of things that changed this year. Manchester United versus Spurs as well. There's a lot of things that changed this year. Also, your team is kind of new, is different. The transition is too big, and it looks too big without the De Bruyne now, without the Stones, without the Rodris. Yesterday, it looked like some players were nervous. Yes, defensively, you're solid, but it didn't look the same. To me, looking from outside, it didn't look the same. The midfield battle, it's not that Arsenal won it fair and square. It's like your players were a little bit nervous. Pep Guardiola was overthinking the game because he didn't have Rodri. Very obvious. Didn't play with wingers. There's no width. He had Foden and Alvarez very tight inside the pitch. So maybe it's the same as last year. He is trying to find the right solution. He is trying to find the right system to work until KDB comes back. But also, other teams are winning. It's not only Arsenal now. I'm not going to go Spurs. Spurs are winning. This is a fact. Liverpool aren't that far. They're 1 point behind you, and we know when Liverpool are back, they're back. So that's the reality of this year. I'm liking this year. It's better for me this year because looking from outside, it looks all right.
Yeah, I agree on that part. I look at yesterday's game and just thought it's just. I think Bernardo Silva's his whole interview was correct. Do you know what I mean? Like his whole thing was correct, as in it was slow, lethargic. They weren't moving it quick enough. I think that comes down to. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it comes down to personnel, or maybe it might come down to maybe some tired legs, or it just might be just one of those off days. But you know, we can always talk about. This is why I don't want to criticize Man City for not being Man City, because then I'll be taking away. What's it called? I'll be taking away Arsenal. The good work that they did. Does that make sense without making it sound unfair? Because maybe Arsenal's the reason why they couldn't play that way, and they were the reason why they played that way. You can't just always call it an off day when City played bad. Sometimes the other manager just gets things right. What would you say yesterday was kind of wrong for you, anyways, Lewis? Because it's easy to pinpoint the midfield, but maybe it's just the way. Maybe it's just missing key players like Rodri.
Listen, yeah, obviously, yeah, we do miss Rodri. Rodri, I mean, I remember Rodri's probably the best. Well, he's the best DM in the world, and at this moment in time, and he's possibly the best midfielder in the world. You know, he's up there with obviously, the way he's playing at the moment is class. If you miss him, if you lose him, your team's going to suffer. That's stating the obvious. You've also not got one of the best creative players in the world in Kevin De Bruyne. So creativity-wise, obviously we're lacking. Do you know what I mean? He's obviously gone there thinking, shit, no, my midfield is whack at the moment. You know what I mean? Lost against Newcastle, lost against Wolves. We're going to have to pack the midfield out and keep it narrow, keep it tight, and try and nick one, which is what I said we'd do in the previews. I said we'd try and nick 1-0, something like that. That's what I said. My prediction was a 1-0 Haaland. Unfortunately, we just didn't create enough yesterday. That Ake goal goes in the 3rd minute. It's a different game. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just one of them.
Was that the free header? Was that the free header? Or am I missing?
He didn't he, with it? And he put it all. He sliced it. I remember. Haaland.
Yeah, so LB. All right, mate.
Yeah, what are you saying? Football show, man. What you saying, bro?
Joe, are you a 3-point collector this week?
Fucking am, yeah. 2 wins on the spin. You know what I
mean? Go on, mate. Get on the top row. Let these losers sit at the bottom.
No, but on a real, yeah. I think people. I've been on some shows this morning saying some people saying City played awful. I mean, give it a break, will you? I mean, we just went to the 2nd best team in the country, right? Without two of our two best players, yeah. And what chances did they have? We limited them to no chances. You know what I mean? And they scored a deflected goal. Shit happens. Football, innit? Small margins is what it is.
Yeah.
To say it was an awful performance, but it wasn't. We were poor creativity-wise. We didn't create nothing, but I think you got to give a bit of respect to Arsenal. We're not playing fucking Luton Town. We're playing a good team. And to go there without 2 best players, you know what I mean, and do pretty well on the ball. I think we ended up more possession than them. It's just unlucky. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. I ain't panicking, mate.
Yeah, what would you say, Joe? Like, what was you impressed by yesterday, or what was you kind of not impressed by?
Well, I'm going to have to speak on Rice just because I have this agenda with Mo that Rice is streets ahead of Partey, you know what I mean? Like, Rice was phenomenal. The 2 centre-backs were phenomenal. Do you know what? It was almost, I don't know, it just felt like it was going to end up 0-0, and it was like both teams didn't really want to win the game. I just felt they were both, it was very English, very attritional. Very defensive in a sense. Arsenal, obviously, if you think back to the Emirates last time, I think they lost 3-1, didn't they? Where they came out and they battered City for like 45 minutes. It was decent. But then, I don't know, I just think Arteta was a little bit more measured. And listen, you have to give him props because the 4 subs that came on were all involved in the goal, weren't they? So it's massive for City, this. It's huge. For Arsenal, sorry. It's huge, man.
Yeah, I would say so as well. It was both players are missing key players, Saka, Rodri. You could say not John Stones being too fit, but neither was Partey. And so
Martinelli as well, I think, coming on. Like if he starts the game, it's different.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Daps said this thing yesterday, Mo, right? What did he say? He said something about. He said to Arsenal, the balls finally dropped or something like that. They finally became men.
Yeah, they finally. To be honest with you,
Remember in the
What-
summer, when I said
Yeah,
he takes
they
one,
matured.
he's
The balls drop now. Their balls
what
drop.
what
So
I
they're
say, that's
not.
what-
They have. They're not
That says
drop
that
now.
thing. That says this thing. You
Yeah.
have to lose one before you win one. And I said that about Arsenal at the start, but I'm not gonna sit and say I was believing in them, because at the start of the season I think it's slow, it's not the same.
And it's
But
still
we have to
slow.
hold
They
it.
were. It's still slow, but it's more mature. So yesterday, any team in the world, and I
Oh, that's a
promise you,
good
any
comment.
team in the world after that Kovacic thing, they would spend the rest of the game thinking about it. The players, the young players, will come out of the tunnel thinking that we've been done dirty here. That, but credit to Arteta, credit to the players, of course, coming out of the tunnel, not thinking about the decision, just focused on the game. Because second half, in the beginning of the second half, they were all over City. City, of course, that quality is there. They bypassed the press and they got a couple of chances. That's the one that Rico Lewis drove at the defense, Bernardo Silva as well. The quality is there. You're never going to be able to hold off City for 90 minutes. It's never going to happen, right? This
No, but
brilliant
I assume you've heard the stat, haven't you? Only 4 shots, the fewest from a Pep Guardiola side since 2010.
Yes, but
That's
listen,
huge.
I'm not gonna only look at the stats. Arsenal press, there was
fair.
3 chances that City, and because I actually took notes of them when they bypassed Arsenal press. If that was Kevin De Bruyne there, if that was Gundogan, if that was someone else, they would have created a better chance. But it was Rico Lewis getting out of the press. As good as he is, he's 18 years old. He got trapped by Saliba, Gabriel, Declan Rice. Declan Rice made that brilliant tackle from behind to get the ball from, right? This is,
Unreal.
I'm going to look at the positive for Man City. You bypass an Arsenal press that was very consistent and persistent in the beginning of the half. But Arsenal were mature. They never got out of shape. They didn't just do the last season thing when they just opened up and let City play. They kept it tight. They kept it compact against Man City, knowing that Doku came on the pitch. It's both teams that are doing all right. I thought yesterday the tactics of the second half of Pep Guardiola were a little bit overthinking again. The second half, Arteta got it spot on. Pep Guardiola yesterday did some stuff that he wouldn't have done if he had his first team. Do you agree, Lewis? He wouldn't have done that.
But that's obvious, bro. Of course, he wouldn't have done what he did yesterday if he had his first team. If he had Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne available yesterday, of course he wouldn't have done what he done. I disagree. I think what Pep done yesterday was the right thing. People really want us to go to the Emirates and play with a midfield of Kovacic, Alvarez, and Foden. Are you mad? No chance. No chance. You know what I mean? He respects Arsenal too much. You know what I'm saying? So I think what he did was the right thing.
Yesterday. He abandoned. I thought Pep abandoned his typical "I'm going to still play the way I want to play" type game, and that's what I think.
It was very English, man. It was very English. Do you know what I mean? I think so. Anyway, it wasn't normal like tiki taka. You know, I don't know. It just English. Maybe we're rubbing off on Pep now.
The formation was very strange. It was 4-1-2-2-1. Like I was like
4-3-3 then.
No, but it was very tight. You remember when what's his name, when Eric Ten Hag played that? Like Foden and Alvarez were right behind. There was no width.
Not just that. You had Bernardo dropping into the 6 to help out as well, and it's like, wait, then that means Walker's the only one that's got anything going forward as an outlet. I said it yesterday.
And Gavardio, did you see Gavardio driving all the way up with the ball to the?
Sorry for him. I don't know why some people thought he was mid. Like I'm thinking, nah. I thought he was the one that was trying. It's just the centre mids were not giving for him.
Bro, he's not a left back. Playing as a left back.
I know he's not a left back, but I thought he done the role quite well.
Right, to be honest.
Jesus beat him a couple of times, but I don't think he was helped by Ake whatsoever. You know, when the ball goes past a fullback, a centre back should be there to cover. Maybe Ake should have stayed side left back, and maybe Vardy should have stayed centre back. We can always do these if buts and maybes and so forth, right? But I just look at it as like Arsenal pressed very well. They suffocated them very well. They had the extra man in the midfield, and Pep just got it totally wrong.
I don't think he got it totally wrong, bro. I don't think he got it totally wrong at all. I
out of options, wasn't he?
I would completely reject that. The other option he would have had would have been to play Kovacic, Foden, Alvarez,
maybe.
I thought
Kovacic and Nunes play Bernardo in the.
Did you see them against Wolves, Mo? You see
Yeah,
them
they
against
were.
Wolves?
And I said Rodri is the glue, but that's what you have, Lewis. That's what you have.
No.
That's what you have.
But to say that he got it horribly wrong when we went
not horribly, but there's no
I
way.
think he was done. If you got no Rodri, I'm thinking of ball retention. I'm thinking, how can you make it stick? Yeah. I'm thinking Grealish. This is what I think this game shows to City fans, right? Or not the City fans, sorry, rival fans. This is why when systems are important, certain players are important. Grealish is important to make. Look what he done against Leipzig, just in terms of control. That's what happens. You can draw 2-3 players and you can keep the ball and you can win fouls annoying fouls up towards the pitch, and then I look at, okay, where's the outlet? Doku. I thought Doku should. I would rather saw Bernardo in the middle. It could have been a Bernardo Alvarez. It could have been a Bernardo Foden, and then a Kovacic, because at least Bernardo is more. Remember, he played left back. He played left back, inverted, and dominated the last time he went Emirates. Does everyone remember that one?
Yeah. He played
If
left back.
Bernardo was going to do the 6 kind of dropping deep kind of thing, why didn't he just start there?
Bernardo wasn't bad, Cass. Bernardo wasn't.
No,
bad.
he wasn't bad. I'm not criticizing Bernardo. I'm saying, why didn't he not start in one of those roles in the first place rather than using the outlet? That's what I'm looking. That's why I say I think Pep got the lineup totally wrong. For he's got his substitutions they were right, but came a bit too late. I thought Kovacic should have came off. I thought Rico Lewis. You have to praise Rico Lewis. He held it down in that midfield by himself at 18 years of age at the Emirates. He's a good player.
Lewis, I want to ask you something, Lewis. After because who should have stepped up yesterday from the players, creativity wise? Who
Obviously,
were you looking at and thinking you should have stepped up, like the Martinelli when he stepped up? That's what.
Obviously, Alvarez and Foden, they're the 2 creative players in the team. But you know, it's also difficult for them when they're playing so narrow. You know, as soon as they get the ball, don't bother looking at the wings because nobody's there. You know what I mean? Like I think that they almost had an impossible job yesterday, them 2. But they've obviously, can they do more? Probably could have done more, yeah. But
could have taken a Haaland, man.
Were you looking at Jack Grealish to help you at least have ball retention up top a little bit in this game? Maybe
What's going on with Grealish, by the way? Has he upset Pep or something? LB.
I don't know if he's upset.
No, he's just not good, Joe. He's just not good.
I disagree.
Yeah, he is, man.
I don't know what's going on there, but obviously he didn't play yesterday because we didn't play with wingers, so that's why he didn't play.
Yeah, maybe his thought process, Pep, was pack out the midfield.
That's what he said after the game, Cass. His comments after the game was, I played this system to pack out the midfield because obviously the alternative would have been to go to the Emirates against Rice, whoever it was. Obviously, you know, Jorginho started and Odegaard.
How good was he, by the way?
I think I said this to you as well, Joe, or Lewis on Friday. I said Rice.
I love this from more, you know.
I don't like Rice. On the eye, I don't like Rice. I don't think he's all that. But right now, I'm eating my words thinking, bro, like Rice is looking.
Yeah, man.
Fucking hell, give me a bowl of that, man. I need that in my team.
That tackle on Nunes alone was worth the fucking price, man. He's
good. He's good. Okay.
Yeah.
He isn't still all of that. He's in Rodri. He isn't Party.
He's better than Party, man.
Exactly. Listen to Joe. Cass. Listen. Give me the monologue. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I just think he is better than Party. I do think he is, but we'll see, innit?
No, I don't think so. Not yet.
I will keep reminding you more, you know, until you can see.
Until he's better than Party. But not yet. Like Party yesterday, when he stepped on the pitch, bro, like his passing and his coverage, the pass was elite. The guy is elite.
Yeah, let me
it's great.
Let me do these super chats quick as well. You need to tell me how to say your name. I hate saying people's names wrong because I don't want to come up. I don't want to sound offensive. Yesterday's game, only one I want to be offensive to is Stelios. That can't. Yesterday's game exposed people's football IQ and those that lack one were all saying the game was boring. It was an excellent tactical game. You know what? That's a true comment. 100%. That's a true comment. Tom Palayan says Pep just being Pep, trying to outsmart his apprentice. Philip would have been better in front of back four than Silva. I'm not his biggest fan.
Look at Lewis's face. This is it. It tells you everything, bro.
He's just Mr. Link says there's no world that he's better than Party. I don't think.
Do you know what? Right, and I'm going to say something controversial here.
No.
I cannot. And I mean this with all the best will in the world, right? But from content creators and Arsenal fans, I told you all about Ben White. He was rubbish. I told you all about Ramsdale. He was rubbish. I also said, I know people wanted Caicedo over Rice. Dud. No disrespect to Arsenal fans. You have these image of these certain players when the ones that Arteta actually brings in, Hazard aside, end up turning. And now I'm seeing everyone on the timeline all over saying, right, oh my God, rah, 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 when they were all saying they wanted this player, they wanted that player. He's crap. He's rubbish. Just let Arteta and Edu do what they're doing because they clearly know what they're doing. So I can't see someone and they're telling me I'm wrong or whatever. Then okay, fair enough. That's your opinion.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's like it's a conversation. It's like when I say my opinion is different than yours, doesn't mean you're wrong. It's just a conversation.
No, I know that. I'm not on about you, bro. I'm more so the tribal fans. If someone's saying White's not good, then you don't know what you're on
Ben
about.
White.
So we had this conversation with Haaland yesterday, Lewis, about him not having enough service. He said he missed sitters in the last 2 games. But don't you think he should have moved more yesterday, or do you think that's instructions from Pep? He was so very central yesterday. Didn't even give Saliba and Gabriel a challenge yesterday. Didn't even try. Didn't open up like a lot. Like, yes, a couple of times he linked up to play well. But is this something you're looking at and worried a little bit until Kevin De Bruyne is back, or you're not worried at all?
No. I'm not worried at all, man. I think people who are questioning Haaland just do not
Is he not
understand.
top goal scorer in the league still?
Yeah, people just do not understand why he's in the team. You know what I mean? I think people are obsessed with the modern striker. Oh, he needs to do more. He needs to drop into midfield and link up their play and play 1-2s. Fuck off, will you? The guy's in the team to score goals. You don't create chances for him. He ain't gonna score goals, mate. I thought he linked up the play a couple of times. Nice. He didn't create him a chance again. Didn't create him a chance against Wolves. Guess what, lads? He ain't gonna score a goal if you don't give him a chance. So I just think people are just I just think it's sloppy. You don't really know what you're talking about, so you just say, "Oh, Haaland did fuck all yesterday." Yeah, whatever.
LB, we were told by the media and fans last season that Haaland made City worse for a period. They fecking won the treble. So anyone who doesn't think it's mental, man, it's mental. Who do you want putting the ball in the back of the net in world football? It's him. So why are you getting? Yeah.
It's sloppy, bro. It's sloppy. I just think it's from people who really just don't know what they're talking about. Have nothing good to say, because they can't. You know, like super chat before where they talk about tactical game. There was a lot to discuss yesterday. You know, a lot of tactical. But when people don't see football in a good way, they just go, "Oh, Haaland didn't score. It's his fault." It's like,
wait. What's this? Out of possession. I think that means he's better on the ball. Not yet. He will be though.
That's about Partey and Rice.
I think Rice is ahead of him in terms of carrying the ball.
Straight though, yesterday, up until about the 70th minute, though, Mo, it was a 50-50 type game. No one was creating for no one. No, there was no clear-cut chances for anyone. It was stalemate.
No, but it's not about that. It's Arsenal got in better positions, and Man City. Okay, listen, Gabriel Jesus on that right side went inside the 18 a couple of times, reached the byline, trying to create. Of course, they have Eddie Nketiah, he's atrocious. In my opinion, they should have had somebody else, but it's not clear-cut chance I'm looking for. It's, did you get in good positions? Did you create something? You don't have to have the shot on target, but did you get corner? Did you get? This is what I'm looking for. Of course, Man City. Diaz is amazing, bro. Diaz is amazing. Ake is good. Gavardiol is great. Kyle Walker is elite. That defense is solid. They will prevent you from creating chances. But Arsenal yesterday, they got into good positions. They pressed high. And I thought tactically they got a spot on the second half. That's what I think they were superior. I thought Arsenal second half especially were superior.
Even Kizzy saying Rice Central's game is better than Partey. Can play controls the game. Oh, Rice controls the game better than Partey.
The one that controlled the game yesterday, people, is Jorginho yesterday. Go look at the number of passes. Go look at the positioning of Jorginho. Rice helped by movement, getting on the ball, tackles, but the one that actually controlled the tempo for Arsenal was actually Jorginho. Credit to him, though. When you have legs, you say it, Cass, all the time.
Sorry, I'm getting Rice is better carrying the ball than Thomas Partey. Will you agree with this, right?
No,
you don't.
You know what? I think Bryce is a better ball carrier than.
Yeah, 100% he is.
Partey's definitely a better footballer. You know what he is?
Just this guy in the comments, man. He ain't got a clue, but
Partey can see everything in and around him. I find, innit? Like behind him, everything, and I think he gets out of situations a lot better. Where Rice is a little bit more stiff, and he doesn't have that, what they call it, peripheral vision or whatever. As good as Partey.
Wherever the ball drops in the box, Rice is always there. He did the same at West Ham. Did exactly the same at West Ham. He cleared one off the line yesterday, didn't he? As well on I don't know if it was a set piece.
I don't want to come across as a dick picking on Rice. Come on, he's good. He was good yesterday.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, I think he's great.
I think we got another one. The only atrocious player in yesterday's game for both Arsenal City was Eddie Nketiah. City centre backs didn't need to do anything. He was in our way.
It's terrible, bro.
Like,
what we saying? It's unbelievable. You know, he had 6 passes. You know, he played like 70-something minutes. Had 6 passes. That's it.
But that's what you call elite centre backs. Again, like, even though Nketiah is as good or as bad as he might be, then I don't want to disrespect Diaz for doing his job as good as what he did. Like Saliba, come on, look. What a play.
Saliba's
Saliba's got what's a weakness in Saliba's game? This is why I call him a generational talent.
He's the
I'm not
best
saying
centre back in the league.
yeah.
He's the best centre back in the league.
For me, he's a generational talent, and when he wins stuff, then I can call him generational because he lived up to that potential. But right now, he's one of those. I just don't see a. You know, he kind of reminds me of. It's like Sergio Ramos a little bit when he broke through a little bit in his younger days, and just had everything in his game. Started off wide though, obviously, that before he went centre back. But he's just got no weakness to his game. The only thing Sergio Ramos had weakness to his game at that point was obviously him being rash. I don't see that in Saliba. I see more cool, composed. I don't see a weakness in his game personally, and it gets on my nerves that he plays for Arsenal out of all teams.
Peak Van Dijk. The way he played yesterday, it was peak Van Dijk.
They call him Baby Van Dijk. That's what they call him.
Because the way he read the game yesterday, he didn't look troubled. Haaland is trying to fend him off, hold him, but he's like, the positioning is good. He made the game look so easy, and he doesn't only clear the ball. He plays it to a teammate. Diaz does this for Man City. Diaz doesn't just clear the ball. When you play the ball long, Diaz knows his next pass. He knows what his teammate is. That's what Saliba has as well. So these are elite center back. They just don't clear the ball to a throw in. They know that move. They start building.
Yeah. And I don't want to. Obviously, I don't want to take anything away
Joe,
from.
what is happening in the chat between you and the chat?
Oh man, I'm just telling them. People saying, "Oh, he's lost it. He's fighting with the comments and that." Listen, I can sit here and not say a word if you like, but I thought that's, we're having a conversation. Someone said I've took the football thicko title from you, Mo, so it's cool. That's on me.
That's definitely Jordan.
Yeah,
it was Jordan. Yeah, he's coming for me. He's Jordan. Yeah.
All right, yeah, guys, make sure you smash the like button as well if you don't mind. Exit your live chats. You know where it is. Just exit. Smash a like. It does wonders on the video. And if there's more people that comes into this video, the more people that get to see Lewis's channel, Mo's channel, Joe's channel, all in the description and in the pins. You can always find them there as well. If you like City or you like Lewis as a content creator and whatnot, then go check out his content. Same with Joe.
You have to check Lewis' reaction yesterday when Arsenal scored, of course. This is elite content. You gotta go to the channel, find the minute when Arsenal scored.
Have you seen Joe on a Leage stream? I think they were like 3-1 or something like that, and he goes mental.
My man is Mike peaked from the screaming.
Yeah, no.
Turns into tomato, man.
It's all the sunbeds, cats. It's all the sunbeds, bro.
Fair enough, man. That must be a northern thing. Highbury says, I thought Eddie in the press was good, but on Saliba, I watched football for a long time. Bar Rio, I don't think I've seen anyone better at that age. He's saying.
Saliba's unreal, isn't he?
Hey, he's mint, man. What do you want to see happen, change next game anyways, Lewis, before we move on to other teams? Because obviously we have to talk on Chelsea, we have to talk on Man United, to talk on Liverpool, etc., etc. Is there anything that, other than Rodri coming back into the team, is it just...
Listen, Rodri will be back in the team. I've changed my mind now with England. I do want John Stones to get minutes because I didn't think he'd play yesterday, so I didn't really want him to play for England. But now he's played for City, he might as well play for England, get him fit. I think you could tell yesterday he was a bit rusty, wasn't he? He come on, he was moving like a fucking chess piece, wasn't he? Like, could only turn in 90-degree angles. Like, so get him some minutes, get Rodri back into the team. And then just open up a little bit more, man. You know what I mean? Like, be a bit more braver in these next couple of games. Run Rodri. Foden and I'd play Foden. Sorry, I'd play Rodri, Alvarez, and Bernardo in the midfield, and I go Foden right, Doku left. I think Doku's got to play every game for us at the moment because he's looking like he's the only one that's going to create anything. And then obviously Haaland up top and just go for it a little bit. I understand the tactics yesterday. Don't think Pep got it wrong at all. We went to the second best team in the country and limited them to very, very little. Mo can talk about positionings on the pitch. Ultimately, they did fuck all, really. And got a deflected goal.
Respect on Man United then, because we done better, technically, until the last minute.
Yo, I said on Mo's channel that Ten Hag... Do you know what, though? I said on Mo's channel that Thomas Frank is a better manager than Ten Hag. And for 90-odd minutes...
Get out.
Fucking hell, that's brutal, that. That is brutal.
That's disgusting.
He out-tacticked him. I was fuming when McTominay got them late goals. But because all I could think of was, God, I can't wait for Monday to sit with Cats. Cannot wait.
This guy, man. I again says, I effing hate Arsenal fans who accept mediocrity and say Eddie's pressing was good. All right, whoever said that back onto the other super chat, hey, have a super chat beef. What the F? That's the bare minimum of what you have to do for playing for Arsenal.
Some Arsenal fans, mate, honestly, some of the worst fans I've ever come across. They just can't, like, bro, the guys in the chat, man, relax. I'm paying you a compliment, man. Do you not understand? Maybe because your team has been dead for the last 20 years, that, like, when someone actually pays you a compliment and says City went to the second best team in England and basically decided to play for a point and maybe try and nick it, and we've done all right and we conceded a deflected goal, that's good. You guys can't understand that that's actually a compliment to Arsenal because we're paying you a compliment because you're a good team. But nah, they just go on a mad tangent, man. It's funny as fuck, mate. Arsenal fans, man, relax, calma.
Damn. Next time at the Etihad then. But moving on, since we're gonna speak on Man United, before I dive into it, before you do, we talk about tactics, yeah. Mo, actually, before Joe, Mo, do we say parking?
No, ask Joe. No, ask Joe. Don't ask me.
Let me ask you. I want to ask you because I want to get your honest opinion rather than your agendaed opinion. We've been talking about parking the bus is not a tactic for so long, yeah. We've been saying it for ages, a style, this, that, and the other, da. But I'm going to keep Thomas Frank and the rest of them to Serbies because we talk about tactics. So let's keep the same breath there. They come to Man United, they park the bus, they get their goal, they've had limited shots, but that's called outclassing a manager. Really? Is that what
no, but did Brentford park the bus from the first minute though?
What?
Did they park the bus from the first minute? The game was too far now for me.
That was for me, from what I saw, that was Crystal Palace 2.0. That was exactly the same thing. Get the ball up, put it long. I thought Johnny Evans, I can't believe I'm saying this, Harry and Johnny, mate.
Harry looked all right.
Yeah,
listen,
but this is the thing as well.
I am past the style for Manchester United. I'm past that. You are in crisis mode, man.
Exactly.
And this is Manchester United. I'm the one who's kept saying, stick to style of play, stick to a way of playing football. We're past that, bro. Your personnel aren't good for style of play. Collectively, they aren't. When you have Johnny Evans and Maguire there, they aren't good for a style of play. Casemiro is done. It's over, bro. Mbuemo was just going past him like someone is jogging and someone is walking. So he's done. His legs are gone. You know, when like it's a little kid and you're running past the kid, that looked like that. Casemiro should have gone in the minute 20 or something, not even halftime, right?
Yeah,
like he's done, bro. Like he's done. I don't know what happened to the guys. Fabinho 2.0, as people say, right? For Man United, looking from outside, forget style of play. Get freaking the 1-0 result. Get the 2-1 last minute result. Do Fergie thing. And otherwise, you'll find yourself in December 11th or 10th. It's not good.
It's such a huge result, really, on the face of it. Because imagine you come out of there 1-0 down, like the fans. I genuinely feel had you got beaten 1-0, as much as they don't listen, they would have been Ten Hag hours. We know that they would have been. I think at Man United, and I guess this is a question for you, Cass. No agendas, like with people like McTominay that gets absolutely battered. Maguire's case in point. Johnny Evans, we mocked. But Gary Neville was speaking on about how, and Ten Hag touched on it, about how McTominay lives and breathes Man United and all this sort of stuff. And so many Man United fans are quick to rubbish their ability, get them out of the football club, they're holding us back. But you need a bit of that. You need a bit of them people that get what it means. Listen, when we played Man United, the one player that always shone was Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay was putting pictures on of his like gashed up legs when he played Leeds because he gets what it means, whereas some of them don't, right? So I just, I know you give props to Maguire and stuff, but do you not feel it is a case of making sure that these lads stay in the team? Because we mentioned but just let me finish. After Crystal Palace, you win 3-1, he makes changes, you get beat 1-0 in the league. Is it not a case of saying to these lads who are actually putting it in, you've spoke on Rashford before, that guy just stop defending now. He can't be asked. But yeah, I don't know. Give these guys the flowers, I think.
So Scott McTominay can have his flowers for that game. But guess what? You're not good enough. Most of the team, this is what we were talking about in the last super chat. We're hyping up average.
Yes.
Like, it's not good enough for Man United. Like, it's as simple as that. It's McTominay, Rashford, Bruno, all of them are tip-top. They're not shit players. They are useful players in maybe in a different system, in a different team, but not at Man United. But right now, for me, you're garbage. I don't want you. Scott McTominay's been here for what, 5 grand on 6 years. What have you shown for me? Or what? passion, desire. I can give that. Pay me for 80 grand a week or whatever it is. I can give you that. I know what it means, right? I know what any other Man United. So yeah, he'll be useful, but I'm not being funny. But if you got a man down and you let's say injured in the central midfield and McTominay comes in, who's going to be scared of that midfield? Not City, Arsenal, Inter Milan.
But nobody in
League.
the world would be scared
No
of that
one.
midfield. No
This
one.
is what I'm saying. And these players want to play football. They don't want to be bench warmers. They know what it means until they throw their toys at a pram. It's no different for me. I'm just happy that Rashford got hooked. Casemiro got hooked. The last player to get hooked is Bruno Fernandes. Lucky to stay on that pitch, in my opinion. Lucky.
Well, he created the goal in the last one.
I don't care. See, this is what I mean. A little bit of a stat padder when it's moments. I'm sick of seeing the right. This is down to the manager now as well. I said it's your fault for playing another midfield, trying to shoehorn Mount, Casemiro, and Bruno and Amrabat into one midfield into a team. It's not good. It's disgusting. Yeah. Some of these players, people come and go from Man United every single time. There are better players up and coming that are going to take McTominay's position in central midfield. I prefer Mabry. Because there's more ability there. And the thing is, he's still young, so I'll give him time. I don't need to give McTominay time no more. Is Roy Keane still branding him a young player? So, anyways, the way I look at it, this Kobe Mino coming through inches of what massive potential, much more ability on a wider scale than McTominay at 18 than he has at 25, 26. That's just the way it is. It's just Ten Hag, McTominay, he saved Ten Hag's job. I'll be real, because even though the players didn't get the result and Onana did fumble it, that's not down to Ten Hag. That's probably down to players. But you're the manager. You're meant to set the team up. You're meant to manage the team. You're meant to go and make sure that these players are set in a way to go and secure the result, no matter who's there. That 11 on that pitch was good enough to beat Brentford regardless. You made Stephen Pinnock look world class.
Stephen,
you guys are just hoping that you finish fifth, isn't it? That's your season. Finish fifth and try again next year. That is it.
If it means,
can I ask you something?
they won't get fifth, though, LB.
Can I ask everybody here a thing? If Erik ten Hag recovers this and he finish fifth based on Lewis's, should he still keep his job?
Yeah,
that's a regression from last year.
We're 6 points away from third.
No, you know what I'm talking about. Yes, but it's not looking good. But if you struggle in this season and you get fifth, you play Europa League next year, right?
Champions League, innit?
No,
Champions League.
Actually, apparently, we're all wrong. It depends on if an English team wins the Champions League this year.
No, it's coefficient. It's coefficient, isn't it? It's coefficient, man. So it's based on. It's not who wins it. It's coefficient.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. The coefficient, I think.
But England. I think England are clear on coefficient because City have been holding it down.
So the fifth will play Champions League.
You know what I mean? So Kaz Fankels later on, yeah.
Man United won't get top 5 though.
I don't know.
I don't think they will either. But I say I don't think they will. They're going to be in. It's them, Newcastle and fucking Chelsea for me. If Chelsea can get shit going. They're the three.
I think Chelsea will, and Newcastle. Yeah, sorry, I just Man United that.
No, but it's easy to say now, but we love branding the issue about injuries for your own teams when you have shit clusters of performances and missing certain men. So are we. So
yeah, but who are you missing? What players are you missing?
Both our centre backs, a left back
as well.
We're missing the whole back line.
Pretty much the whole back line.
They've got a hologram in goal as well, haven't they? They've got a hologram in goal, so that's not ideal.
You can't say that though, because if you're missing Lissandro and Varane and the way you want to play, what's Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans meant to really do you if you want to go forward in life? Come on, let's make it make sense. There's not a left back, so we have to play someone else, Lindelof out there.
We'll get Giroud in goal, man. Giroud will do a better job in goal, I think.
The midfield as well is just about to come back. Hopefully, the dynamic changes. That's what I'm hoping.
Who's going back in midfield?
We'll see. You know, if it was up to me or up to Ten Hag.
Well, what do you think will happen?
I have no idea. If you've hooked Casemiro again, I expect him to get dropped.
He isn't going to drop him.
I need to see ballers now. I don't care about it. If your job is in a line, who cares about the status of the dressing room? If you're such a professional, we have to hold it. You've been shit. Hold the bench.
I think he does care about it. You know what I mean? Because he's not dropped. He didn't drop Anthony for ages, did he? He should have dropped Anthony.
Anthony should be going back. If it was up to me, I'm playing Amrabat. I'm playing the kid in Kobe, and I'm playing Mount. I'm dropping Bruno. Fuck him. Let them come on and earn their place back.
He ain't gonna do that.
That's what it's meant to be about.
And he's the captain. I keep saying this. They're screwed giving him the captaincy.
If you're gonna play, I don't mind. If you've got a midfield, I don't mind Rashford playing in the team because I think that's a good enough team with your fullback line and the midfield for him to go and do what he needs to do. But if Bruno has to play in that thing, then I want a different type of left winger because I just don't think they're good enough in the same team. It's as simple as that. I need ball retention. I need to see football. I did see football against Brentford. It was just not effective in the final third. When it comes to breaking down teams, that's the struggle. If you go 1-0 down, it's looking long. That's it. But anyways, 6 points away from third and less away from fourth. So it's not the worst. It's not the worst thing in the world since it's our worst start.
You can't be sitting here, Cass, and thinking about points. You don't look good.
I don't care.
Team don't look good.
I got Sheffield United next. All I know is
there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees.
Like Sheffield, anyone in the league, yeah, they look. That's diabolical, bro. That's worse than Burnley, yeah. But I'm just saying, I'm collecting my 3 points next. Arsenal versus Chelsea. Are any of you two teams collecting your 3 points? I don't know. Man City, 3 out of 5 games. 4 is it? Are you beating Brighton at home? Are you confident enough with Rodri back? Are you really confident back? Let's see. Well, wait. Last time they gave him a game. Just saying. I'm not saying we're gonna fit. Not saying that.
I can't believe, right, how much chest Cass has got after 2 goals in injury. You were on the floor, now he's going, are they going to beat them? Are they going to beat... No, we're coming.
Lewis is like sitting there shaking. He's like, what is going on in this? What have I got myself into? What is this team? What is going on here?
I was in the same position I was last year. This is exact same position last year. We lost 6-3 or something to Man City before a break or wherever it was. Been it. Yeah? All right. This time we got bare injuries, but they should be a lot of them are coming. I know. Wait, I'm going to move on anyways. Malas is back. Reguilon's back at least. Vran, whatever, in and out. Hobby is there at least. Anthony is back more fit at least. Marcel somehow has stayed fit. I think he deserves some sort of start.
You talk about McTominay. He's a player that needs fucking gone. Like when he's rubbish, man, isn't he?
No, I appreciate.
I'd rather McTominay over Martial. What does Martial actually do?
Now, yeah, people don't know this. McTominay was a striker before Mourinho promoted him. There's no reason to not see why you can't see McTominay as a striker. he's like 6'4".
Nah, I want to get off this world, man. If that happens, bro,
use him, man. He's got a proper finish, you know. Don't disrespect McTominay in front of goal. Aye, but bring my fidget spinner back. I'm desperate. But moving on. Who else? That Liverpool, Brighton, as it's talking about.
Another robbery, right? Did you guys see the game?
I saw someone saying that Gross should have got sent off.
Bro, he literally tugged at someone's shirt. Penalty was called. They looked at it at VAR. Inside the 18, the guy Sabosla was about to slot it in an empty net.
Sure there was 2 guys on the line though.
Okay, 2 guys on the. It's inside the 6. The goal is wide open. Like, come on, this is.
So they say.
I was actually listening. Yeah,
he gave him a yellow card at the end, and I'm like, how is it's not an attempt to play the ball? He just pulled his shirt. The goalkeeper is out. I don't care who's on the line. There's 2 guys. The goalkeeper is that the goal.
That's about wording, isn't it? That's about the law. How is the rule
it's the law. Denying a clear goal scoring opportunity, and because there was people on the line, it's not classed as that. When really, like you said, Mo, it is because he was going to score. Do you know what I mean? But it's the law again, isn't it?
I never thought about it this way, but yeah, you guys it makes sense.
You think I can't lie. I blame Jurgen Klopp for that draw. I thought they did not need to concede the way they conceded for that second goal. Robbo, he's at fault. Gravenberch could have scored that goal. It was probably missed of the season, to be fair. I think they missed an early chance as well. We can talk about that, but for me, is why are you hooking? Trent was good defensively. Why are you hooking him for Gomez?
He had a howler. Did you see that? He had a howler.
Who did?
Gomez.
Yes.
Howler when he came on.
I'm thinking, you know what? Don't change your back line if it doesn't need fixing. Like, don't change it. There's no need to. It's doing well. It's you got control of the game. Why do you need to bring on Gomez? I thought that change there let Brighton back into the game personally.
And what does it tell about João Pedro? It's a bozo. They should have won 3-2, to be honest. He missed an open goal inside.
Oh my God, he slapped at the guy's arm.
And also he skied one inside the 18 from the penalty.
Gravenberch's miss was worse.
Yeah, but João Pedro is the striker, bro. But anyway, Liverpool, to be honest, I think it's a point gained. How many teams are gonna go to Brighton and win there? How many teams? You guys can count them.
West Ham, maybe Newcastle, not Man United, maybe City, probably City. Not basically a handful. Your whole point is a handful.
Yes, that's the whole point. Like it's a tough ground. They play very good football, and when it clicks for them, it clicks. If they're not like open up, like it clicks for them. I think it's a point gain for Liverpool. Brighton are just top 4 contenders. I will consider them top 4 contenders until they are not, because I think he still play young. He played an 18 years Cameroonian guy, like a 20 years old. Oh my God. First Premier League game ever. Looked like a world beater as well. Another Caicedo there. Another Bissouma.
He was wicked. Yeah, he was wicked, I'd say.
Yeah, so
I thought Jurgen Klopp changed the game. Like, I think Brighton's got risky play, and we all know that. It's easy to see. But I thought Klopp was a genius, and his genius came out when he put Gravenberch on, and that changed the whole game and put the game on its head. And that's why I thought, this is going to be a typical Liverpool win, isn't it? Then they get the penalty, 2-1. It should have been 3-1. They should have deaded the game. Robbo stinker. But I just thought he just tipped it back on the head. I just think it was down to Jurgen Klopp's whatever he was looking on the field. He thought probably Gomez, sharp shot kind of thing. I think it was way too early anyways. Did any of you boys watch the game?
No, I didn't. I didn't
preview for the City game, so I had it on another TV, but
I watched the game.
I heard about the Robertson howling. Did he duck or something underneath it?
He turned his back.
Really?
No, Robertson. I think Robertson's, because of the system they play now, he's asked to do a lot of defensive work, and he's exposed all the time. Like that Edingra kid took him to school and back. Like it was every time the guy gets the ball, Robertson was like spinning. You know what I mean? The kid was amazing.
Yeah, I would say so as well. But it's just he must have been in two minds, because when the ball was whipped, if you haven't seen the goal, the ball was whipped in from the left-hand side, and Robbo was there. The first first point of contact would be Robertson. If he touched it, it could have been an own goal, but it wasn't. The thing is, he left it, completely left it. Thought someone else was going to deal with it, and then dunked on them, literally. And that was it. It was like, Bob's your uncle, and you just fucked the game up. It's just Liverpool. It's just I'll say. Mo says 1 point gained, but I say that's 2 points dropped. In my opinion,
Brighton could have won the game. Did you agree? They could have won the game, Brighton, at the end as well. It could have been 3-2.
You're shifting it that way, but I'm shifting it. But so could the Liverpool. They could have ended the game at 3-1 if Gravenberch decided to just slot the ball. I'm not joking. The ball was, the little area. What would you call that? How many yards is that? 6 yard area?
What? 6 yard box. 6 yard box.
He was 6 yards out, maybe 5 yards out, and he hit the bar. The ball bounced. All he had to do was slot in the goal. 3-1, game over. Hit the bar.
For me, just quickly. For me, I think it depends on the context of what you expect Liverpool to be doing. If you think Liverpool are aiming to win the title, then I think you've got to say it's 2 points dropped. If it's a top 100%. 4 battle, then you could top 4, a point at Brighton is a good result. So it depends on where you see them. So I'd say personally, because I think they should be challenging for the title, I'd say that's 2 points dropped. Even though it is a difficult place to go, but obviously you got to.
So if you go there and drop 2 points, and Arsenal go there and drop 2 points, do you consider that drop points drop?
Still say it's still drop 2 points. You can then look at it like, for example, when we went to Newcastle last year early on in the season, before anyone thought Newcastle was going to do, we drew 3-3. At the time, I was gutted. You look back at the end of the season and go, decent point
gained, right? Because you came back from 3-1 down.
But right now, you know what I mean? If Liverpool's aspirations are to win the league, Brighton are a good team, but they're still like a Europa League side. So you'd still say that's probably 2 points drop, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying from that point of view. But the thing about it is that I myself, Mo, I hold Brighton to a high level. When they're on their game, I think they are a very tough team to beat. The talent is there.
You don't want to, again, the same way. You don't want to take nothing away from Brighton. They got the point, and they might have felt a bit hard done by. But at the same time, Liverpool had every opportunity to make sure that game was dead and buried.
I agree with you. Yeah, Gravenberch could have made it 3-1 easily.
Yeah, exactly. My point. Well, there's one that was 4-1. Chelsea went to Burnley, back-to-back wins, man. I mean, is that 3 wins on the bounce actually?
2, 1 in the cup and 2 in the league.
2 in the league.
1 in the cup. The Brighton game in the cup.
Who did they play last week?
Fulham,
which they didn't concede in, right?
2-0.
2-0. 1 goal conceded, 3 games if you want to put it from the bar from when they got their win. Not a bad outfit, is it? Against a Burnley side that looks good in possession, but they absolutely dominated. Cole Palmer, yet again, your boy, Lewis. Your boy tore up, from what I saw, tore up the game. They look fluid. Chelsea,
Bro, Cole Palmer's a sick
at the
baller,
moment.
man.
Jackson got a goal as well. You know, kudos to him. He's just come back in the team when you thought he'd be out. Sterling as well got chipped in.
Yeah, man.
Got a big
They're looking decent. I think 1 game a week for them. Pochettino can get to serious work on the training ground. That's what I'd be doing if I was him. You know, I mean, every single day you'd be working on tactics and that heavy. And you know, I think that they've got an outside chance of finishing in 5th, maybe. I think for me, it's going to be Newcastle Man United, and Chelsea as the 3 that are going for that top 5. You know, I think Brighton are a great
Who's
team.
fourth
What?
for you? Who's fourth for you? You said top 5. Who's fourth?
Spurs, I reckon.
Okay. All right.
You
You're
know,
probably the only one that says that, but fine.
you know, Chelsea.
Do you know
had
the
a
thing with Spurs? It's injuries, innit? If Son or Madison gets injured, then they're up shit creek.
I wanted to ask
Chelsea,
Lewis
they keep
about
going
Cole
back.
Palmer. Okay, since we're on Chelsea, I wanted to get Lewis's opinion because yesterday, there was someone on Twitter that said something about Cole Palmer will have a better season in terms of effect and in terms of like weight than Phil Foden, and Man City fans would regret letting him go.
But I fucking hate when people do that because then it's subjective, innit? Because then at the end of the season they go, oh yeah, but you know he won that game by scoring that goal, so even though he played way less minutes, my point is still right. Saying all that stuff about weight and all that shit, you know what I mean? Why I have to say that? Cole Palmer's a great player. I didn't want City to lose Cole Palmer. I really rated him. I think there's a lot of City fans out there that will regret saying some of the stuff that they said because they never really watched him in the academy and grow up. He's a right winger. He's basically a Mahrez regen. He might be able to play on the right side of an attacking mid, but realistically, he's a right winger. And he played 9 minutes as a right winger last year. He played every single game on the left wing. He's not a left winger, man. So that's why he didn't particularly do very good last year. And I had loads of City fans last year on Twitter saying, Cole Palmer's not good enough. Yeah, because you're watching him left wing, mate. He'll tear it up on that right-hand side. He's a class player. But to say that, man, that's just a dumb comment, bro. I hate when people do that, man. It's subjective. That's why.
Yeah. Weren't the issues, I don't know where I heard it now, but weren't the issues with him not really enjoying playing under Pep as well? Because Pep puts certain... You've got to do what he says, basically, right? We've heard Grealish speak about how, like, Dean Smith said to him, do what you want, whereas Pep would say, right, you need to stay in this position, and that's that. And Henry's speaking about it as well in the past when he was at Barca. I can't remember which pod it was, man. I listened to so much, but I swear, like, there was
For me,
a bit
Joe,
of...
it's probably the fact that he was played out of position, and then we signed Jeremy Doku. You know what I mean? Who predominantly played on the right hand side for Stade Rennes. So he's probably looking at going, Bernardo, Doku, I'm out. You know what I mean? So that's probably why he's gone. But you know, I think any player that looks at Pep and what he asks you to do, and then decides they don't fancy it, I think you got to question the mentality when the guy's won as much as he has.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
It was game time normally, isn't it? Game time he really wanted. And I don't think Pep could promise him that because that's just not what Pep doesn't promise game time to no one.
Correct, yeah.
So that's just it's just down to
Just look at Jack Grealish now.
Yeah,
well, what's wrong with him?
I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. I have no idea.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Jack Grealish. What you say that for?
Did he go?
He's not playing. Bro. He wasn't.
Played every game.
He didn't get a look yesterday evening.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get a look when you're Jack Grealish was last year. You were. People said you were good. People said you carried that left side. You were really helping the team. You're not getting a look in a game against Arsenal, against your biggest rivals now for the title, and you need a goal, or so you're not getting a look. You wanted to hold position in the second half. You're not getting any minutes. I think that's a worrying sign.
Maybe, but with Chelsea though, they dominated yesterday. This is confidence side Chelsea. So now we look probably to the next 10 fixtures or 9 fixtures they got and think,
it's very.
We change our minds now. You know, they got a couple players back after the break as well. You know, so that's a plus bonus for them. They played a 4-3-3 yesterday. From what I could see, that's the way it looked like it lined up. You know, Palmer on the right, Sterling on the left. They started with Broja, Caicedo ended off the left, Gallagher on the right, and I'm pretty sure he went into more of a 4-2-3 in defensive. But they had 93% pass completion and doubled Burnley's passes. That's mental.
They're a decent team, and you know what, Kaz, as well, right? People might not agree with this, right? But they've got Arsenal, Brentford, Spurs, City, Newcastle, Brighton, United, right? In the next, 7 games, difficult matches. I think that's exactly what they need. I think that's exactly what they need. None of these dead games no more where players can these games are games where you've got to turn up, and the players should be up for it. The manager's going to be up for it. I think this is what they need: a bit of a test every single game. Really hard. They've got basically a week to prepare for every single game. There'll be no excuses, and full send it. I think it's full send time now at Chelsea. See what they can do.
Yeah, and
Big game that to return, isn't it? Chelsea Arsenal, big game.
Yeah, that's a massive game, and it's at the Bridge as well. Wait, is that the Bridge? Is that the Bridge? Just confirm.
Yes, it is at the Bridge.
It's at the Bridge as well. Yeah, man. Big up to them, man. They just gotta go do bits, I suppose. Hopefully, not too many, because right now we're rivaling them in the table, innit? But I do need them to beat Arsenal. I need a melt. I need algorithms to hit like crack, like MSG on food. Like I need it so on crack. I need them algorithms to be high. Chelsea, can you do me something? Can you do LB something? Can you let Mo continue running an agenda on Kai Havertz? Because why not?
It was good. It was good yesterday. Center forward, Vigor is good. Lump it to the big guy. He was good.
The assist, man. He got the assist, didn't he?
He found a use for the guy. Lump it to the big guy up top.
Yeah. Another team, this is going to be the weirdest thing. Tottenham are top of the league.
The joke.
No Basuma for potentially. Well, they got Basuma next game. The 4 cards resume. So if he gets another one, that's another. He could potentially miss out on the Chelsea game as well. If he gets the yellow card next. Oh well, actually, wait. If he gets the yellow card
next game, he's gonna play the game after.
Oh yeah, but he's on 4 yellow cards. If he gets another
Three or
yellow,
4, 3.
4. He's still on 4.
He's on 4 yellow cards. But
He's got a red card. Because of the red card, it
Does
doesn't
it not reset when he gets a red?
No, it doesn't. What you had before that game stays, and these 2 yellows, they are red. So he had 4 yellow cards before this game. Anyway, long story short, he's an idiot. He's stupid what he did, and they just won the game. And their schedule isn't tough, isn't?
No.
Yeah, man, it's a weird one. Another one as well, which we can wrap up on is Newcastle. You know, would you say that's points dropped at West Ham because they were 2-1 up?
Bro, Newcastle is serious. Bro, West Ham are serious, bro.
Yeah, they are. Like, different
it's wicked.
It's still got to be points dropped though, right?
No, not for me. West Ham.
In what race, though? In what race, Lewis?
Top 4, top 5. I still think West Ham, as good as they've started and a good team, you know, if you're going for the Champions League, surely you can't be coming away from West Ham going solid point, that boys. That's 2 points.
No, I think it is LB, man. It's going to be a tough place to go for a lot of teams this season. That I thought West Ham would win.
You know, Brighton's a tough place. Villa's a tough place. West Ham, you got to be. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, let me ask you. Let me ask you.
Maybe the league got better, LB. Maybe the team.
Let me ask you a question, Joe. Yeah. So you're in a championship. Leeds, you're gonna get obviously within the season. You're gonna climb further and further. You play. Let's say who's a good team in the championship currently right now? Give me anyone.
Leicester.
Whoever. Yeah, not Leicester. They're the best. West Ham are
they're
the best.
dick in the league, man. No, on Leicester.
Either way, even Ipswich. If you're where you are and there's a team that's decent like Mill or whatever, you're 2-1 up in
It's not your dad's team, mate. We wiped the floor with them 3-0. Don't worry.
2-1 up. Let's just say you're 2-1 up in the 89th minute, right? And you concede and don't see out the game the way you're gonna. Are you gonna be annoyed and say that's 2 points? I mean, it's a point game.
No, yeah. I hear it, but for me, Leeds United should be winning every game in that division, whereas that Newcastle at City, do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like, I think Newcastle is still... Like, for City to drop points at West Ham, fair enough. For Arsenal maybe to drop points at West Ham, like, for me, Leeds are one of the best teams in the division, whereas... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong.
I'm not trying to say you're
wrong. I just think West Ham are different this season. I think
the team that had 5 shots the whole game and barely any possession, and then you go and concede 2 of those free on shot target. This is why I say if I need to know if whoever Newcastle fans are in the comments, do you feel annoyed by that result? That's probably the better way to go about it, rather than dilly dallying about it. Do you feel annoyed that you dropped 2 points, or do you feel like
Newcastle?
It is.
The thing is with Newcastle fans, and I get it, they're still riding the crest of a wave. They're not arsed, man. They've got Champions League. They've just wiped the floor with PSG. I know at some point that mentality has to change, folks. But like when people say, oh, should you be in, like last season, should you be in a title race? They're just happy to get Champions League. I feel it, man. They've had a long hiatus. It'd be the same for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we were to get there, no one would bring me down. I'd be like, yeah, we lost. Don't care. We just beat PSG 4-1. We're playing, Dortmund next. I'm not asked. I think that's where they'll be at. That will change eventually, the mentality, but right now they're just buzzing.
I think for me, for them not to qualify for the Champions League this year, that'd be a massive disappointment.
But you see how
100%.
things can turn around so quickly on his head. So that's why I think
Can I-
even when LB said about Man United fighting, he changed his tune because things can just change in a click when it's so early. If it was like 20 games in and he's still playing shit, he's like, I don't know, you know, this is not
Listen,
looking that
LB,
great.
I want to ask you something. Did you guys miss on the Champions League any year after you've been in the last year in 2009? That was your first year in the Champions League, or 2010? Did you
No, I
miss
don't
on
think-
any year?
No, I don't think so. No.
And so I think you're right. Newcastle should never miss on the Champions League. If you want to build on what you did last year, if you miss on the Champions League 1 year, I think it hurts your chances of getting players and building.
Do you think they will, though?
No, I
Miss out?
think they will. I think they will miss on the
Oh,
Champions League.
really?
I actually predicted them to come for. I think they're a little bit under Newcastle, just because how good Spurs are.
Bro, all I'm gonna say this just to wrap up. If I go to West Ham and we get, and I know in this stage I would take a draw, but overall, if we go to a West Ham and we're playing good like Newcastle have, and we go and get a draw, I'm fuming. That's the truth. I'm fuming. If my team's playing well and we get a draw at West Ham, I'm fuming.
West Ham are your level right now, Cass.
I
They're
know
better. West Ham are better.
they're-
They are better. West Ham have Bowen. West Ham have Kudus. West Ham have Alvarez. They don't have these guys. They have Agert. Bro, come on. They have an actual goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So
It is what it is, man. Cream of the crop in it. But yeah, man, we're gonna wrap up there. Guys, make sure you head over to Mo's channel. This is gonna redirect you to his. You can hear his takes. Please, if he starts spewing that stuff that he hasn't said on this show.
Oh, this is gonna be a Jack Grealish show. This is it.
Wait.
The whole show,
Grealish hasn't
Jack
even
Grealish.
played. He hasn't even played, yeah.
It's an
Please
agenda
click
thing.
on
It's an
me.
agenda. I
Please
can run with
click
it.
on and send it to my Twitter, please. So if you go over there, go watch him. Make sure he doesn't get away with anything because we'll drag him. Big up Joe and big up LB as
Thanks,
well.
man.
Channel in the description. Channel in the pin as long as Mo's as well. Big up Mo for being here as well. But yeah, man, and we're gonna go and we're gonna be back tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'll get a day off in a bit.